All right, thank you for that, Mr. Williams. Thank you. Good afternoon, MK and Oluwatoba and Kazim Sharif. Good afternoon. All right, so let's get started. So this afternoon, we have just one event, one fundamental event, and we may not really be able to trade it so much, except to wait for the outcome and see the market movement afterwards, because it's the Bank of Canada, Governor Macklin is giving a speech by 1:10. That's roughly like 25 minutes from now. It's a speech. Speeches are a bit very dicey to trade. So, and there's nothing like a forecast or actual being expected. So we might just have to wait for the market movement to know the next thing that will happen to the Canadian dollar after the news. But there's a setup I'm watching on the Euro card, which will show us. I think at this juncture, I should just move over to my MetaTrader so that I can just show us what I'm expecting on the Euro card. So I'll show you my expectation on Euro card and other pairs that we'll have this afternoon. All right, so this is the Euro card on the 4-hour time frame. I have so many lines here, but I'll just remove the ones that are not necessary so that we can clearly see my outlook. All right, so this is Euro card on the 4-hour time frame. Now, okay, I think this other line here is not necessary. All right, now we can clearly see here that price hit a support, turned resistance, and that has led to some decline. And the other one here, we have a rising wedge pattern, and inside the rising wedge, we have a shoulder, a head, and a second shoulder information, which is expected to lead to a breakout to the next support level over there. So, like I said, we don't know what direction the news is going to take, but we can only look at our expectations technically. So if the speech comes out really good for the card, then we should expect a bearish movement on the Euro card. So since we have price hit a resistance, turn support here, technically we are looking for a bearish movement. The rising wedge also means we're looking for a bearish movement, and the head and shoulder, which is still information, is equally indicative of a bearish movement. So if the news comes out, the statement or the speech comes out really good for the card, then I anticipate a drop in the Euro card this afternoon. So let's just keep our fingers crossed and watch how the news will go. Now, I will advise that you just wait and see reactions in the market before trading this, because speeches can be very, very dicey. We can only wait for the technicals. So you can only trigger a sell if you see price drop to this region, which is the shadow of the neckline. If price drops to that level, then from there you can trigger a sell and ride to the trend to the next support level, which is at 1.48949. You can make your entry around 1.4918 and take your profit at 1.48949. So that will be my outlook this afternoon for this afternoon session from a fundamental perspective matched with the technical. Now, aside this, I have other technical projections which I want to show us. Now, since we started the week yesterday, the market has not been so volatile. We've had some very quiet movement. But I remember telling you yesterday that I hold a bullish outlook on the dollar, that I was seeing the formation of a double bottom pattern on the dollar index. Now, price has clearly broken out above, the upper trend line, indicating the readiness of price to go in the bullish direction. However, there has been a range since yesterday. We've experienced a range. But if price breaks up above this range, we'll definitely see a bullish breakout. So I'm still bullish on the dollar. And don't forget there's going to be CPI tomorrow. So if the news tomorrow comes out favoring the dollar, then that will really push price into that long-term bullish direction, which we'll have for the week. But tonight, as at this moment rather, what we're seeing is still the range on the dollar. And the same goes for the USD CHF. I remember telling us that we have like a support on the daily time frame with a pattern looking like the formation of a double bottom pattern, and price has clearly broken out above the upper trend line. We also have a falling wedge. It's undergoing a retracement at the moment, and we expect a bullish continuation, later on. So if price is able to break above the current recent high, which is this region, then we'll expect, the bullish movement on the USD CHF. Now, this is a 4-hour setup, is a swing. I'm still very much bullish on the dollar. So while we wait for that breakout to happen up over there. For US oil, I also mentioned this yesterday, that there are things I was looking out for. If price breaks out upward, we have a buy. If it breaks out downwards, we have a sell. But from the look of things, it's like the price is trying to, prepare itself more for the bullish breakout on the US oil. So this is the US oil, the USO USD. We have the support zone from the, I think the 4-hour, the daily time frame thereabouts. From the daily time frame, we have that rectangle box as a support zone. And on the 1 hour, we have the falling wedge pattern. And earlier on, this was forming maybe an inverse head and shoulder, but all I can see, I can even call it now, is a triple bottom pattern, which is still the reversal pattern from where I expect a bullish breakout, all things being equal. So if price breaks out above the neckline region, which is this area, then we are to expect a bullish movement on the US oil. So I still maintain my bullish movement on the US oil. And for those who are BTC lovers, there's a setup also on the Bitcoin. All right, so this is BTC USD. Now, on the daily time frame, we can clearly see that price hits a support zone. We have a support zone right here, this region, and it evolved into a resistance, support zone resistance. So technically, we should be looking for an opportunity to sell the BTC USD. That's on the daily time frame. Now, if you flip down to the 1 hour, this is what we're seeing on the 1 hour. I think price is trying, we already have a resistance here, and I think price is trying to push up to hit that resistance second time. If that happens, it will have formed a double top from where we expect a decline. So to make entry, rule 1, wait for price to hit the resistance, and on its way downwards, if it breaks below this neckline region, then we can trigger a sell on BTC USD. So I'll hold a bearish outlook on the BTC USD. And if it sells, you can sell down to this level here at 54,795.39. That should be a take profit level if this pattern works out as we're seeing it. And finally, I have the Euro New Zealand. This is a 1 hour setup. All right, so for the Euro New Zealand, on the 4-hour time frame, you can see that price, clearly was descending downwards up to this point. Then we have a confluence, a resistance. So we have a downward moving trend line with a resistance here, and that's on the 4-hour with a rising wedge, everything pointing to a bearish breakout. And if we flip down to 1 hour, you can clearly see the formation of a head and shoulder pattern, shoulder, head, second shoulder, and price has broken out into itself. But then, if we had made an early entry, it would have been at the break of the neckline. But notwithstanding, if price breaks out below this lower trend line, it will trigger further bearish breakout. So that is what I will encourage us to wait for a breakout below the current the recent trend line. RSI is clearly below 50 and MACD is below 0, signifying that we already have a very strong bearish trend. The only thing we're waiting for is a breakout candle that will break out below this lower trend line from where we can trigger a sell on the Euro New Zealand. All right, so that'll be all from me this afternoon. I'll just take a few questions, just about, a few requests, maybe 2, then we'll close. So let me just do a summary before we go ahead with that. On the summary, we are bullish on the dollar index and we're bullish on the USD CHF, but both of them are on the 4-hour time frame. And on the US oil, we're bullish on 1 hour. On the BTC, we are bearish on 1 hour. On the Euro CAD, we're bearish on 4 hours, pending the outcome of the news from Canada, the speech from Canada, which is just in the next like 14 minutes. And we're bearish on Euro New Zealand on the 1 hour. Mr. Olabi is asking about GBP USD, so let's quickly look at that. Now, technically, if the dollar is bullish, GBP USD should go bearish, but I have my personal reservations. I'm not having some very good setup that I normally look out for, but notwithstanding, may still sell, notwithstanding, but I'm not seeing my own kind of style clarity. But if it's going to sell, you need to wait for price to break below this most recent low before you trigger a sell. Very important. Let price break below 1.30604 before you take a sell on GBP USD. So that's from Mr. Wolabi. AED USD, okay. For the funnel group, I actually dropped the signal for AED USD yesterday. I mentioned it's a swing setup, meaning it's a 4-hour setup. The dollar is technically bullish, so there's nothing to fear about the AED USD. We still expect it to go bearish. We're still on a bearish trade on this. From the daily time frame, all we could see, even from yesterday, was a bearish opportunity, because on the daily time frame, we can see clearly we have the trend lines touching as a confluence up there with the resistance level. And I said it will also have a head and shoulder, head, second shoulder. So we expect a further bearish breakout. And that's on the daily. On the 4-hour price, after breaking the neckline, retrace to touch the trend line there. The current candle is also testing, that trend line. So we have to expect a further bearish movement on the AED-USD. So it's still bearish, still in line with the analysis we gave yesterday for the AED-USD. The only thing is that the dollar has been ranging between yesterday and now. That's why you can see there's not been much movement because of the ranging dollar. Once volatility returns to the dollar, we'll see a breakout on most of the dollar pairs, the major pairs. Gold and DJ30. So that's what look at now. You can see gold is also ranging. I remember telling us yesterday that gold made a triple top pattern, up there. And with the bullish dollar, we had to expect a decline. But then between yesterday and now, gold has been ranging. 3 things we do in the market: we buy, we sell, we wait. When the market is volatile to take a bullish trade, we take it. When it's volatile to take a bearish trade, we take it. When it's ranging means no clear-cut direction. What we do in that instance is that we wait. So that's all I can expect us to do on gold. Gold is not really moving so much at the moment. So just let's wait for clarity. But then if volatility returns to the market, if the dollar is bullish, then we may likely experience a bearish movement. It's a likely one, but there's no clear setup at the moment. And finally, I'll look at DJ30. From the 4-hour time frame for DJ30, price is testing, this resistance zone. A breakout above the resistance zone could mean a buy. But then the previous candle before now is a rejection candle. So what can happen is this: if price breaks out below the most recent low of that previous 4-hour candle, that is, if price breaks below, let me use a horizontal line to if price breaks below this level, that may trigger a sell. So let's go to a lower time frame, like 15 minutes. Yes, I can't draw a trend line. I can't see another thing that can work. But all I know is if price drops below this level, we should expect a sell. And if at all price breaks above this rectangle also, we may expect a buy. So that's just the view I can give on the DJ30 for now. A breakout above the current high is a buy. A breakout below the current support level is a sell. So that's my view on the BTC, sorry, on the DJ30. All right, that'll be all from our analysis this afternoon. Don't forget, we have a live trading session for CPI tomorrow. Make sure you join us. And the ongoing boot camp is still running. We still have another session tomorrow by 7 p.m. and on Friday, 7 p.m. Next Sunday also, 7 p.m. in the evening. I will encourage you to join all these sessions so you can get a better understanding of the forex market and how to trade successfully. Take care and bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a
Thank
good day.
You're
Bye,
welcome,
sir.
sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.